Welcome to Dela's Corner.
This is another edition of Dela's Corner. In this edition of Dela's Corner, we are having a very good lesson in the work of the brain or the role of the brain in our learners' learning behaviors. Let's see how the brain works and the need for facilitators to take it as an important part of teaching and learning. This is a brain that is illustrated on the board here. We call this one the resting brain. If the brain rests, you see we have only this part which is normal, and the brain stem is here which is normal. It means this brain is resting. This is how the picture looks like if the brain is resting. And this resting brain can actually help the child to accumulate whatever you are teaching. It can calm the child down or the learner down for lessons or knowledge to be applied in the field in which you are helping the child to do well at. Now let's go to the stressed brain. This is a brain that is stressed out. You can see this side of the brain very dark. It shows that this brain is not having peace. There is no peace with this brain. Maybe the child is having child labor. Maybe the child doesn't have peace at home. Maybe the child is treated in the house as a slave. Maybe the child is being insulted, verbal assault. Maybe the child goes through a lot of things before coming to school. Even as the child sits in the class to learn, the child is stressed out mentally. With that, the child cannot learn well. The child cannot perform very well as to the expectation we want the child to perform. That is why sometimes we say that this child looks as if the child is down, this child cannot learn well, this child is not good at mathematics, this child is not good in the class, this child cannot read. It is our own cause. We caused it ourselves because the environment that we place the children are not conducive for these children to learn in a peaceful environment. No child is a tabula rasa. Every child has something in there. Now come with me. Let me show you something. Look at what the brain research tells us about learning and children. Brain research tells us that different learning experiences develop connections in the brain. As the child grows, the connections in the neurons develop as such. When the child is being given birth to, the neurons and the connections are less. As the child progresses in life, the connections and the neurons develop as much. So, the learning experiences you as a facilitator exposes the child to will help the child to develop well. For instance, introducing a child to mathematics topic or subtrans, which is about fraction, you can bring in a lot of activities, at least 3 activities that the child can learn from to know that no, you can do paper folding, you can actually draw, you can actually share and take away parts, you represent all those scenarios with the child. You can even bring in a video to show the child. So you are exposing the child to a lot of experiences that are learning to help the child. Now come to a stressed child are unable to learn successfully. Yes, when the child is stressed out, by the time the child comes to school, the child is already tired. The child is in the class, but the brain is not here. The child is thinking about what to eat. The child is thinking about what to wear. The child is thinking about the stress. Successful learning takes place when children are happy. Yeah, at the day you go to your class and you see your learners very happy, you could realize that learning takes place successfully. They are happily learning. And let me tell you one thing about children. Children learn through play. Whenever children are playing, they learn a lot. And that learning is iterative. It's always with them. They keep remembering whatever they learn through play. I encourage all facilitators to use play to teach in their classrooms because play-based learning helps teachers and both learners also to acquire whatever they are being taught in a very nice way. We also have repeated opportunity. Practice improves learning. When you take learners through something or a lesson, repeat that lesson over and over. Whatever you want them to learn, do it repeatedly, and you realize that your learners are actually successful in whatever you are telling them to do. Now come with me and let's say this. Research also shows that when children live with criticism, they learn to condemn. Yes, when you are always criticizing them, you have done this wrong, always you are doing something wrong, always you are not good, you are not this. They also learn to condemn each other. And the same research also tells us that when children live with hostility, they learn to fight. If you are hostile to children, you are introducing them to fight, which is very, very bad. Research also tells us that when children live with ridicule, they learn to be shy. When you always ridicule your learners in your class, you are not good, your head is down, you are this, you cannot do it. You realize that children become shy. They cannot come in front of people and talk. The same research says that when children live with acceptance, they learn to laugh. When children live also with approval, they learn to be honest to each other. And also one great thing about what children do is that when they live with honesty, they learn to be truthful. It is very important to introduce our learners to positive learning environments. Even as we teach them as facilitators, let's introduce them to the values, attitudes, and beliefs that will help them to become holistic citizens of Ghana. And in this way, they will become the global citizen that the standard-based curriculum is talking about. This is Dela's Corner for you once again. Make sure you share, you comment, and you like. Bye.